Friends, here I am with a video relating to capital gain. Namaste to all. Firstly, so agriculture land and its related income, how it is taxable. So in this video, we are going to do a problem relating to uh, acquisition of urban agriculture land and exemption related under section 54B. But before that, I would like to tell few things relating to agriculture land. So agriculture land, if situated in India, if situated outside India. If it is situated outside India and income is received from such agriculture land, if it is received, that income is received in India, it will become Indian income. It will become Indian income, and Indian income is taxable to all assessees. Indian income is taxable to all assessees, taxable to all assessees, resident and ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident, and non-resident. To all it is taxable. Under which head it is taxable? Under the head income from other source it is taxable. Okay, till here. So income from other source it is taxable. Suppose such agriculture land which is situated outside India and income is received outside India. Income is received outside India, then it will become foreign income. Which income? Foreign income. In case of foreign income of agriculture land, it is taxable only in the hands of resident but ordinary resident, or resident and ordinary resident we call. So based on the residential status, we have to see in which head it is taxable. It is taxable under the head same, income from other source. So simply, if there is a foreign agriculture land, income is received, it is taxable to assessee based on residential status, based on the residential status and nature of income. Sir, in the question, do they give residential status or where income is received? Generally, at degree level, they will not say where income is received and nature uh, of assessee, that is whether is residential status of assessee. We assume that assessee is resident and ordinary resident, and it will be taxable in the head income from other sources. That is our next topic. Please remember the important point we should remember. Okay, to resident and ordinary resident under the head income from other sources. That's it, because we assume assessee is resident and ordinary resident. Hope till here no confusion. So outside India part is over. Let us see if agriculture land situated in India. If agriculture land is situated in India and we are receiving income from such agriculture land, income from such agriculture land, that is rent or revenue, rent or revenue received from agriculture land is exempt under section 10 subsection 1. This is exempted income point. And if such agriculture income exceeds 5,000 and non-agriculture income exceeds basic exemption limit, it will be taxable under the head, sorry, if agriculture income exceeds 5,000 and non-agriculture income exceeds basic exemption limit, then we go for partial integration. And I think if people remember this, step 1, agriculture income plus non-agriculture income tax liability we will calculate, tax we will calculate. Step 2, agriculture income plus basic exemption limit both together we will calculate tax. In step 3 we will deduct step 1 minus step 2 tax. So the different tax we will add, to that different tax we will add surcharge if any, or we deduct rebate under section 87A, and finally we will add HEC 4% that you did in semester 1 also. And now in case of total income problem under chapter, in total income problem under chapter, you may get such question. So be ready for that one. Total income, you may get this point, so please remember this point also. Sir, one is income from other sources, another one is exempted income, that is agriculture land we have discussed, and very important thing that we are going to discuss now relating to capital gain, relating to capital gain. Okay, there is a agriculture land. If there is a agriculture land and such agriculture land is situated in India, and if it is sold, and if it is sold, okay, whether agriculture land situated in rural area or urban area, we need to see two things. One, if agriculture land is in rural area, it is not a capital asset, it is excluded from the definition of capital asset, so no capital gain arises. If agriculture land situated in urban area, urban agriculture land, then it will be treated as capital asset, and on sale or transfer of such agriculture land based on two things, whether it is taxable or exempted. It will be taxable or exempted based on two things. One, if it is compulsorily acquired by government, we are selling because of compulsory acquisition by the government, and consideration is approved by central government or RBI, then it is exempt under section 1037. In previous videos also I have explained this point, capital gain exempted under section 10. So this is one of those point. If agriculture land is urban agriculture land and compulsorily acquired by government, state government or RBI approves the consideration, then it is exempted under section 1037. If such agriculture land is, if such agriculture land is not compulsorily acquired, if it is not compulsorily acquired, then capital gain arises, then capital gain arises. Such capital gain will be taxable, and if you purchase any other agriculture land you will get exemption. So you may get One is taxable taxable capital gain and exemption and exemption under section exemption under section sorry exemption under section 54B, purchase of another agriculture land. So these two things which we are going to see in this problem, this is important point from the point of capital gain. So 3 points: overall agriculture land income, how to deal, I have explained. If it is foreign agriculture land, income from other sources. If rent or revenue received, it will be exempted. But if such agriculture income exceeds 5,000 rupees, then and non-agriculture income exceeds basic exemption limit, then partial integration that will come under along with the total income. And capital gain related: rural agriculture land, no capital gain. Urban agriculture land, if compulsory acquired, it is exempt under section 1037. If it is not compulsorily acquired, then capital gain or exemption under section 54B. These are the things we need to remember: capital gain, taxable capital gain, okay, taxable capital gain you will get, and exemption under section 54B you will get. Here is the provision. सर इतना पूरा हमें याद रखना है आपको बस, क्योंकि वन ऑफ माई सोर्सेस, पढ़े तो हद कर दो वरना प्रोग्राम रद्द कर दो, पढ़े तो हद कर दो वरना प्रोग्राम रद्द कर दो. बट you people don't have second option program रद्द करना, because you are having exams and it is revision video. Slowly I have explained each and everything in detail. Let us do the problem now. So here we are having a question relating to agriculture land. Here we are having a question relating to agriculture land. Question number 34 in your textbook. Mr. Chunnilal of Bidar town. Town means urban area. Chunnilal. So we are dealing question number here we are dealing question number 34. Mr. Chunnilal of Bidar town. Town means urban area. Town means which area? Urban area. So it is urban area. Next, sold 10 acres of agriculture land, urban agriculture land at 5 lakh per acre. How many acres he has? 10 acres. Each acre he has sold for 5 lakhs. So total full value of consideration will be 5 lakhs into 10, 50 lakhs. So full value of consideration will be 5 into 10. Full value of consideration 5 lakhs into 10, we need to take 50 lakhs. Okay, next, which he acquired 14 years ago at 26,000 per acre. For 1 acre he has taken 26,000, he has spent. Indexed cost of inflation index, cost of inflation index 109 for that year. So this is the information relating to cost of acquisition. So 26,000 into 10 we need to take as cost of acquisition. 26,000 into 10 we need to take. Okay, so remember that one also. So into 10 we need to take as indexed cost of while calculating indexed cost of acquisition, that point. Let us see further. After 6 months he has purchased another agriculture land for 40 lakhs. So 6 months he has purchased. So after 6 months purchased another agriculture land for 40 lakhs. This will be taken as exemption under section 54B. This is for exemption under section 54B. So here we have explained total question. कैलकुलेट इनकम फ्रॉम कैपिटल गेन. कैपिटल गेन कितना आएगा वो कैलकुलेट करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. सो लेट अस डू दी प्रॉब्लम नो. So here I have the computation format. Here we are having the computation format. फटाफट जल्दी से कर लेंगे. Computation of income from capital gain of Mr. Chunilal for assessment year 1920. First, full value of consideration, that is given as 5 lakhs per acre into 10 less transfer expenses. If you deduct A minus B, net consideration you will get. From that, less indexed cost of acquisition. Then less indexed cost of improvement, no. For agriculture land there will not be any improvement, so less indexed cost of acquisition, that we will take from working note 1. Then you will get long term capital gain before exemptions. Then less exemption under section 54B as it is given in this question, so that we will do in working note 2. After that you will get taxable long term capital gain. This is the pro forma we need to use. So now let us solve the problem. So first thing, given here 5 lakhs into 10, it will be 50 lakhs. So take 50 lakhs as full value of consideration. Then transfer expenses in this question are not there. So transfer expenses will be nil. Come on, this app is irritating today me a lot. That is why I asked few students to send the answer, but they sent a bit late. Net consideration will be after deducting transfer expenses nil. It will be 50 lakhs as net consideration, right? Zeros are correct. Then we need to calculate indexed cost of acquisition, that is in working note 1. So let us go to the working note 1. What is working note 1? Working note 1 is indexed cost of acquisition. Indexed cost of acquisition, as capital asset is acquired after 1/4/2001. Indexed cost of acquisition will be into CII of transfer year by C of transfer year divided by CII of purchase year. So in this question we are having cost of acquisition, that is 26,000 per acre into 10 acres of land. We are having agriculture land, so 10 acres into CII of transfer year 280 divided by CII of purchase year 109. So indexed cost of acquisition will be, I have calculated already, it is 6,67,890. You will get in the calculator. If you want to do, you can do it as 6,67,889.90. So I have considered round figure 6,67,890. Okay, so this is our capital gain, so indexed cost of acquisition. Now let us see and put this amount in the answer in working note 1. Whatever we have got, 6,67,000, that we will take to the so here we need to take indexed cost of acquisition 6,67,890. I'll put this one in bracket, so it will be assumed as deduction. So if you deduct 6,67,890 from 50 lakhs, it will be 43,32,110. That is long term capital gain before exemption. Next one is what? Less exemption under section 54B. Working note 2. Let us go to the working note 2 and see. Exemption under section 54B. Exemption under section 54B is sale of urban agriculture land and purchase another agriculture land within 2 years, you will get exemption under section 54B. So here in this problem, it is said that they have purchased within 6 months, so we will get exemption. Least of the following will be allowed as exemption. Least of the following will be allowed as exemption. A. Capital gain before exemption. B. Cost of agriculture land. Capital gain before exemption is 43 lakh 32, and cost of new agriculture land is 40,000. Of capital gain before exemption 43 lakh 32,000. Cost of new agriculture land purchase 40 lakhs. Which one is least? Which one is least? 40 lakhs is the least out of 2. So exemption will be 40 lakhs. Exemption under section 54B equals to 40 lakhs. This we need to take in the main answer also. So let us go to the answer fastly. This app is irritating me a bit. Please suggest if anything here and there. So less exemption under section 54B is 40 lakhs. Long-term capital gain after exemption, that is taxable long-term capital gain, 3 lakh 32,110. So we have got the answer as 3,32,110 as capital gain. Here ends the answer. So those who want of the answer, and here we are having working note 1, working note 1 and working note 2. Take this screenshot and I'll explain it again. Full value of consideration 50 lakhs, less transfer expenses nil, net consumption 6,67,890, working note 1. Then you will get long term capital gain before exemption 43 lakh 2,110. So less exemption under section 54B 40 lakhs, long term capital gain taxable 3,32,110. So let us see one more question. Let us do one more question. Here we are having question number 35. On 1st July 1975, Mr. Jagannath purchased agriculture land in Kurnool for a price 3,08,000. He has purchased one agriculture land, okay, in 1975, which means before 1/4/2001. Okay, during the previous year relevant to the current assessment year, he sold half of the property for 36 lakhs. Not entire property, he has sold half of the property for 36 lakhs and immediately purchased agriculture land for 9,30,000 in a village and a piece of land in Hyderabad city. Agriculture land purchased whether in city or village will be allowed. Land is purchased in Hyderabad, whether it is agriculture land or not, he didn't said. And agriculture land purchased in village or urban, both will be allowed as exemption, but only any one thing will be allowed as exemption, which having higher value. So here this land, whether it is agriculture land, they didn't say. If at all, if it is agriculture land, 9 lakhs or 9,30,000, which one is more? 9,30,000 is more, that we will consider. Piece of land, he said, not agriculture. Even if it is agriculture land in Hyderabad is urban area, village is rural area, whichever is having higher value, that will be allowed. So here 9,30,000 will be allowed as exemption under section 54B. Exemption under section 54B. What they are saying? Income under the head capital gain. Under the head capital gain, if fair market value on 1/4/2001 is 21 lakhs. See, this land is full land. Out of this, how much it is sold? Half of the land is sold. So while taking cost of acquisition, we need to take only half. Cost of acquisition will be cost of purchase or fair market value on 1/4/2001, whichever is higher we will take. Whichever is higher we will take. So here in this case, 3 lakhs into 1/2 or 20 lakhs into 1/2. 3 lakhs into 1/2, if you do, it will be 1,54,000 and 10 lakhs 50 10 lakhs 50,000, 10 lakh 50,000, 10 lakh 50,000, whichever is higher, 10 lakh 50,000 will become higher into indexed cost of acquisition 280 divided by 100 we need to take because asset is acquired before 1/4/2001. So rest of the thing you need to do by yourself. I have explained each and everything. So solve the problem, check it from your notes after solving it, and send me the answer whoever are doing the problem. So here ends the capital gain with the exemption under section 54B. Land means urban agriculture land, and such agriculture land is not compulsorily acquired. So लास्टली सीखते रहो, क्योंकि सीखना बन तो जीतना बन। जय हिंद।